Greetings, I'm Epictetus, and this is Epic Tech. So today we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of things, mainly the brand new DLC that just came out, which I, by the way, think is very worth it, and I will show you why in a few moments. But also, I want to kind of entice some of you players from years past, or even months past, that haven't played for a while to come back in and give it another chance. And there's a couple of reasons, there's a couple of things that I think are going to bring you back in. So what do you say we jump right into one of those? Because I know you guys, you say, I've done Space Engineers, and I don't know, but no, there's some new stuff. Let's go take a look.
Let's go do it.
Okay.
Go straight through this lovely archway that I built.
Yeah, we need to look at that. I mean, because Cosmic spent a lot of time on this.
Oh, loads of the creative mode.
There's medieval engineer bushes in there too, so if you haven't played Medieval Engineers, then you might not recognize those, but if you have, you know those well. They should have some red berries on them, but...
I was just about to say that, the red berries. They need to have red berries.
But they're
Quickly,
great.
Before we move on, have you noticed the wee tubes at the back? I wonder if they're going to add anything to it later on. It'd be cool if they had, like, they made oxygen in a room. I know DLC probably will never happen, but it might be... It would be
like
cool if they
small
could
amounts.
generate oxygen. Yeah.
I'd see small amounts. That'd be cool.
Let's move inside and have a wee.
Yes. I want to stop right here, because this right here is going to take a lot of old-time Space Engineers that have left the game. It's going to bring them right back in. So, first of all, this screen right here, I don't have a programmable block running. They have added in the ability to put some very basic scripts directly into a screen without a programmable block. So I have the analog clock running, but there's also an artificial horizon, energy and hydrogen, gravity, velocity, digital clock, which, by the way, uses your local time. So, Cosmic, what time are you seeing right now?
22:02:43.
Yep. So pretty much the same thing, except mine's 14 because we are on opposite sides of the Earth. But this is built in. This is not DLC. This is just part of the game. And if you're not really into using scripts, then all you have to do is walk up to an LCD, choose script from the content, and choose the script you want. And you now have some very basic stuff. And this is great because you can also now add those into cockpits. And we're going to look at those in a minute. But before that, for those who are really into scripts, if you really like putting in scripts, you would recognize M Master's automatic LCDs script, which, by the way, he has already updated for this new...
That's fast.
Yeah, he's quick. He's quick and he's good. And so you might be noticing that this programmable block is actually showing something on its LCD. It is showing automatic LCD's power module.
Really? It's come out black for me.
Is it? Oh, you know what? Okay, I did see this. Apparently, this is a bug in Space Engineers. They're probably going to fix it soon. If you log out and back in, you'll actually see it. And you can see it in my video. So come back and watch the video, Cosmic.
I'm going to take your footage and add it into my video. That's what I'm going to do.
There you go. You do that. But if we take a look at this, we can see that LCD panels has a large display and a keyboard. I can go in here and hit custom data. This is how you target a different LCD, is using @1 auto LCD, but you can also do @0 for the main one, or you can do @2, @3, @4. Some of these blocks have several. So, and I'm doing the centered time, but I could actually change this to be date. And give it a second, and it's going to switch over and show the date that's running off the screen but that's the date that we're recording this, the 30th of April, yay. Yeah, because so a lot of these scripts, you actually have to have a separate LCD for maybe like a debug or something else. You can just put it right on the programmable blocks now. Yay, off to the next thing. Cosmic, you're going to introduce this next one because you made this.
This is the reception room. I just like how the desks just fit in perfectly with everything. And then over here, we have the toilet.
Oh, yes. Because we have to have a toilet. So hop in there. I want to see. There you go.
there is no door on the toilet, so we wanted to come up with a kind of door idea, and this is what we came up with.
Yeah, there's lots of different ways you could make a door. You kind of have to make one by hand. And this is, I don't know, one of the many different possibilities. And around this side, we got a little changing area.
It'd be cool if like the gloves would disappear when you equip them on yourself, or you put a helmet on.
Well, the problem is there is no item in Space Engineers for
I
like
know.
gloves or a helmet, but you can see. Oh, that's interesting.
Or a rifle. Ooh, does that?
Wait a minute.
Wait. Let me just stick a. That
Do
wasn't
it.
there 2 minutes ago. Wait, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing.
Get out of the way. I'm gonna do it. You could do it.
Here we go. Did I stick it in? Nope.
Okay.
No, I stuck a welder in.
Oh. See, I want those to actually appear.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, but they're
And-
not appearing.
If we could change our suits on this here.
Yeah, so this is not actually a place where you can change. This is actually a locker that is like a personal locker, and you can place things in it. Now, all of these highlights are all the same thing. So any one of these I open is going to have the same contents in there. But you can only put tools and that kind of thing, and there is no conveyor. So it is meant as a personal equipment locker. And then this is just a different style of the same thing over here. I'm sorry,
Yes.
kind of. This one you can actually put components and things in. The desk, the planter, and the toilet, and these lockers, these are all DLC. And it is a few bucks to be able to buy that DLC and have access to it. But if you buy the DLC and you put in objects, other people can now interact with it. They just made that update. Originally, they couldn't. That's been fixed. But if you don't own the DLC, you cannot actually put in any of these DLC objects, but you can grind them down and you can weld them up if they've been started by someone that does own the DLC. So
It's just initially placing the block. You can't do it.
yeah, or initiating off of a blueprint. So you've got a big screen up there doing what?
Yeah, that's not really a good picture of it, but that is actually my DLC thumbnail for when it first originally came out.
There should be a card up in the top right hand corner right now that will bring you straight to that video, or there's a link down in the description to Cosmic's channel. But Cosmic, how did you get that picture up on that screen?
Whips image converter.
It's an external program that you run on your computer. It runs on Windows, and you import an image, and it turns it into a series of text that you can then place in that becomes pixels for the screen. And you have to use the monospace. Is it monospace?
Monospace, and then put the text down to the lowest.
Yeah, all the way down to 0.1, and then it will come out looking, pretty decent. It's not amazing, but it's pretty decent.
Also, I'd like to state that I do have a world. That world is up on the workshop, so feel free, if you haven't got the DLC, to jump into that world and play about with all the cockpit. Because with this new update, you should be able to interact with them now.
That's true. You can play with the new DLC items without owning the DLC and decide whether you want to buy it or not.
So
Okay.
the world is up on the workshop.
Yep.
Now, the beds. I love the beds.
Yes.
Like,
I noticed.
look at that window. That window is amazing. You could stick that to the edge of your base or on a ship and lie in it and look straight out at the stars.
You gonna hop in?
Now, yeah, I'll hop in.
There you go.
With the bed as well, it's kind of like a cryopod, but without the storage space inside of it as well. There's no oxygen, there's no piping. The oxygen is based off the room. If for whatever reason your ship in space has been vented, you will suffocate and die, and that'll be it. But other than that, it is based on the cryopods, so yeah, it's another version. You were thinking about having the beds kind of halved, so all you had was the bottom part and not the top.
Yes. I want them to add another variation of the bed that ends right there, so you don't have the roof part and the window part. It just I mean,
Yeah.
basically like they did with the toilet. Speaking of which, we don't have the basic toilet in here anywhere.
Ooh, the lavatory.
Yeah.
Porcelain.
Here,
You,
I'm gonna put
you
one right
get it?
here. I think you need one right there.
It's more like a stool to go up onto the bed.
But that way, I mean, how many people would like to have a toilet right next to their bed? So in the middle of the night, if you gotta go, you just swing your legs over and hop in.
It's like those times where you're just too lazy to move and you really need to pee, and you say to somebody, "Go and just do it for me. Just take, just do a pee for me."
Why is it that every time we talk about this DLC, we end up just spending way too much time on the toilets? Next! Okay.
Moving on swiftly.
So I have put together a little bit of a kind of a personal quarters using most of the DLC is in here somewhere. So over here, we've got a kitchen. You just have to stand in front of me, don't you? All right. So over here, we got a kitchen.
First.
And I've placed the planter on the back of the kitchen with kind of the idea of like, maybe it's like your herbs,
Yeah, I like it.
Like I need a little bit of sage. You just
There's no
reach over
berries.
and grab some.
There's no berries on it, so
There are no
can't have
berries.
India.
Yeah. But they have a microwave or something that looks like a microwave. They've got, we've decided these 3 pipes here are for ketchup, mustard, and mayo, right? I think that's what they are.
Or a cup dispenser.
Cup
would be
dispensers. That's perfect.
Yeah. It'd be cool if you could get energy from this.
Yeah.
Kind of like a small mini. I don't know. It's like kind of like you've cooked something up and you're getting your energy from it. I don't know.
Something. I mean, just as a basic use of some kind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, but then right next to that, we've got the table. And this table is made up of 4 different blocks. So there's 2 of these desk blocks, which were used over in the reception area earlier. And then there's a corner that you can either place into the corner of a room or you can place at the, it basically allows you to make pretty much any shape table you want, which I think is really cool. I mean, you can make a huge table. You can make just like a single desk, that kind of thing.
Actually, let's quickly put something together right now in the middle.
Yeah. And you can even put in the corners and yeah.
Yeah, kind of
If
like
you
that
want.
idea.
Yeah. We used this in our sexy series, the SSECKSE, pronounced sexy, that Cosmic and Commander Kitten and I do. And it turned out really well, actually. I think I like it. I really like the interaction here. Now, we have another one of those tables over there that we're going to look at in a minute. Go ahead and get rid of all that junk that you put in the middle of the walkway while I tour them through the rest of my living quarters. So from the kitchen dining room we've got over here, we've got another one of these little changing locker areas that you can't actually change in. You got to go over to the med bay to be able to change. And then we've got our bedroom, or bed, and then an enclosed toilet, and then another one of these locker things here. So this is just kind of how things can be placed together to look nice. And Cosmic is changing his suit.
I wanted to be a pharaoh.
Okay. So, Cosmic, over here, you've put together like a little conference room sort of area. And I know you've shown, so there's something really cool about this table. What is the table called again? I can't remember. It's called a console block. So,
I just call it the hologram table.
So this
I like how you got the couches as well. The couches. I want to address the couches first.
Let's talk about the couches, because the couches, while very cool, they do have one small problem. And I do know why they have this problem, by the way.
Why is that? Tell us.
They look like they can fit 3 people, but they can't. And there's a reason for that.
Why can't they?
Because the way that Space Engineers is written, every block is its own standalone thing. And a person, when they're attached to a grid, have to be in a block, and only one person can be attached to that block. So if you have a second person, now all the programmers and like modders out there are screaming bloody murder because I'm not describing this right, but the general idea is correct, I know. Yeah. And that is that you can't have 2 people sitting on the same couch in the same block. I think they need to put an animation of you like lounging in this, like You should be able to like
That would be cool.
sit down and then just lay down on it and take a nap.
Couch potato. Okay,
Anyway,
so moving on
so
to
the
this.
console block. Let's show this thing off because I love
Console
this
block.
thing.
I'm just gonna turn it on and just get the monkey out of the room.
There you go.
so with this, you can stick your blueprints on it, from your ships to anything you want, as well as you can customize the screens to your clocks and everything else with all the scripts. So I did it in my world. I actually stuck a rotor underneath it, had all this, and the head was just spinning. I know you could do that with a projector, but yeah,
Well, but with a
it's there.
projector, you can't change the scale. And that's one of the things you can change in this block is you can come down to scale and you can make it gigantic or itty bitty.
Whoa.
There we go.
I've
There you
never
go.
seen that. Too small. So
It's cute.
yeah, you could do so much with it.
Yeah. But there's something
Anyway,
else you can do, just like with all the other blocks that we've talked about. All of the displays on here are individual LCD panels. So you can have each one of these be something different. I think the middle of this thing needs to be velocity. Don't
That's cool.
you? Yeah.
Oh, gravity.
You could have it show gravity, you could have it show the time, you can have it the basic stuff, and then of course you can put in a programmable block somewhere on your grid and have it show anything you darn well please. I could say console block, and we'll put in the tag for automatic LCDs, and
I love how
then
you've still got the monkey head just floating above.
totally, and then I can come in here and say @2 auto LCD, do like that. And now let's see which screen it does. There we go. So all the little tiny screens. But I can go in and say, those are numpads, by the way. We can increase the font size. And now it just says
Wait.
Cosmic.
So if anybody ever manages to get a live feed from like one of the cameras working on LCDs, it's not going to happen. But if they did, you could have it on this table. That would be cool.
Well, that would be cool. It's not going to happen.
It's never going to happen.
It's never going to happen. The programming for that is just unbelievable. Anyway, so this thing does a lot of cool things, and let's go to the next thing.
For these small ones, now I know there was issues with the scripts working on them. I wonder if they fixed it. No, they haven't.
See, that's the artificial horizon, and you can see that it's just the top part of the artificial horizon that's showing on this. But
Right, okay.
But what's really funny is if you go to, like, let's say these other small screens. So if I go to the keyboard and I set that one for artificial horizon, that one actually like scrunches down, I think. Yeah, that one actually scrunches down and kind of works. The last and probably one of the most exciting for some people is the brand new cockpits. So these are the industrial cockpits, not to be confused with Sage's industrial cockpits mod. These are official, but they're part of the DLC. And these guys they're kind of meant to be underneath-ish. So I have a sample up here. I replaced the cockpit on here. So you can put them on top or underneath, but it gives you more visibility all the way around, really, than any of the other ones. So if we hop into, I like this one especially.
I like that where the actual connecting points are. For the large one, it's just on the top, and for the small one, there's the 3 points at the back. It would be nice having them underneath.
The idea with this one, especially on the large grid, is to kind of be the inverse of the other cockpit.
Why would anybody want to build that anymore? Ooh, just get the DLC.
Well, but hang on. Here's the thing: is you were just talking about how you wanted the connector to be on the bottom, right?
Yeah. With these ones, not that one. That's hideous. Ooh, gives me the chill.
But the thing is, that's the whole point: is that this one has it on the bottom and this one has it on the top. So now you have a reason to use either one.
I don't think I'll ever use that again. Ever. I mean, look at these ones. They're just so
They are
sexy
nice.
and
Well, and here's the thing:
look at it. This is just so blocky and just like ugh. Again, it's giving me the chills. Let's move on. I can't even look at it.
Okay, so here's the other thing is with this one, it has all the screens and they are completely customizable. As a matter of fact, there are 6 screens in this one, but, you know, they're down. You have to actually look down to see them. Now, if they ever add VR, that'd be perfect. But for right now, I don't see that that's all that useful. In this one,
The screens are still at the top. You still have to look up.
oh yeah, with this one you actually have to look up. So this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But with the small grid over here, you don't. It's actually on the screen. This one has 4 screens, and by default, you can see 3 of them without looking, without having to look around.
VR would be awesome with them.
Yeah, VR would be amazing, but that's either a long way down the road or never. Now, there's one more thing I want to do before we leave, and that is to do a little test using blueprints, projectors, and welders.
Let's do it.
Okay. So you have logged out, and you're logged in now as your secondary account.
Yeah, Tiny University alternate one. And if I go, I'll prove it here, I can't load any of the DLC because I don't have it.
So I'm just going to go ahead and turn on this projector. Theoretically, only the desk you shouldn't be able to build.
Yeah. Yeah, so I can't build that.
Now, does it give you any kind of error or anything?
Nope.
Okay.
It's just coming up with, yeah.
But if I come over here, I should be able to build it. Whoa. What? Oh, wait. No, just had to get the right angle. I'm not sure exactly why that was, but I did manage to get it. So, yeah, since I have the DLC, I can build this. But since you don't have the DLC, you can't initiate it. Now, we're in creative mode, so it instantly builds. But if I had started it, you would have been able to continue the welding process.
So, for example, if I was to grind this down slightly.
Yeah.
Right? And then if I weld it back up, that's not a problem.
Yeah. So there you go. So now here's my question. And that is, if I grind this down entirely, and then I throw a welder. Okay, so I've got a welder there that should be all within range. So let me go ahead and fire that puppy up. And it's able to just instantly build all these, no problem.
Sweet.
So now I'm going to get rid of this welder. So now if you put the welder there,
okay,
then turn it on. Oh. Okay. Now, there's a couple of possibilities. It may be because I own the grid.
Okay. I will take the blueprint and I will upload the blueprint and see if it welds up then.
Cosmic took his own blueprint of the same thing, and you put it into the projector. So we're going to try this one more time. Oh, oh wow.
So, if I take a blueprint off the actual grid that I want, and I stick it into the projector and use a welder, it will weld up everything. But if I use my hand welder, my actual personal one, it won't do it. We found a loophole.
Yeah, you own the block welder. You owned the grid. You own all of these.
Yep. That's all my grid. That's
the projector, the blueprint, all of it's yours. And you were able to do that. So yes, we have found a loophole. I am so sorry, Keen. I apologize that we were telling people about this. Okay, I do want to point out one thing, though. Okay? If you can't afford the $3 or whatever it is to buy the DLC, this is a way you could get around it. It's not cool, but if you can't afford the $3 or you just want to play around with it, I think it's totally legit. It's still going to be a pain in the butt. You're going to have to bring in a projector whenever you want the DLC items.
Yes.
That's lame.
Yeah.
Spend the $3 and just it's worth it. It's totally worth it. But yes, technically you don't need it. There's a way around it. And there you go.
Brilliant. So anyway, Epic,
Yeah.
Thank you very much for serving us up some awesome DLC content there. Actually, it should be me because I'm the barman.
I love the way that they've implemented this DLC. I mean, especially now that you can actually interact with things even if you don't own the DLC. It means that you can go out and, grab a blueprint off the workshop and you can play with the DLC.
I can't go back. I cannot go back to non-DLC. When we tried my other account, it frustrated me not being able to just build. It was awesome interacting with it, and it was amazing, but not building it. No, I can't do it.
It adds to the immersion. It just makes
That's
it
the right
feel more like home, in my opinion. Anyway, that's enough.
That's
I don't
us.
know why I clapped, but yep,
You clapped. Did you just clap?
I clapped. I don't know why I clapped. I'm not going to do that again. That was weird.
Anyway, guys, moving on swiftly. Thank you so much for joining us today. Have a look at my video that I did on the DLC, more in depth and epic. Thank you for having me here.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining me, and as always, making it very interesting. And I'll see you next time on Epic Tech.
Stay safe, guys.